Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yep. Say hi, Kathy. Rick
Hi.
and I, we're going to do this great Zoom class tonight. Why our bodies every day, our lives need hormones. We're going to go cover all kinds of area today, so jump in, ask questions. Let's just hang out and have a good time. Fibromyalgia is the new word used by doctors for, I have no idea what is wrong with you. So a lot of the things we're going to cover today are going to be about some of the things that get missed, some of the things that are put into other categories and shouldn't be. All right, let's get started. Bear with me because I'm also in charge of the moving of the clicker and answering questions. So, all right, Rick and Kathy and I are going to jump in on this and start talking and hanging out. So go.
Okay, one of the systems we're going to talk about today, they're the pituitary gland, the parathyroid gland, the thyroid gland, the thymus, the pancreas, and the adrenal glands. And we're going to talk about how, also the ovaries and testes, how all these systems have to operate together in order for us to enjoy life, to have a healthy life and everything. So the hormones are being put out for a specific reason, and we need them all. Next question. In between you laughing.
Kathy's showing me her food, so. Oh, you're getting it all on here. If I have to sit dead center, you all are going to see what they're doing on the sides, let me tell you. All right, so let's jump into the pituitary gland. Rick, what can you tell us about the pituitary gland today?
The pituitary gland is a small structure at the base of the brain which releases a wide variety of hormones and in turn control the activity of the other body's hormone glands. Now, here's the problem. Is the pituitary gland, if you look on that little thing, you see that little string at the top of it and everything? That little string is what gets broke when we do high-impact sports or car accidents and things like that. And that is one of our primary problems is we don't know that little string got broke. Therefore, we're not getting the signals from the pituitary gland to other hormone glands in order to start producing the right amount of hormones. So guess what? We're going to have problems and everything. And the only way, one of the ways that we can tell the pituitary gland has been damaged is to do what's called a spectral cell test, which is a 115-point test, not a 12-point test, a 115-point test, and send it to a specialist like Dr. Purser, or there's a gal up in Monticello that does it and everything, and they can give us a better reading on what is going on inside of our bodies.
So Rick, you can get this test yourself, like online, or when you say
you can actually order a kit, and they can send the kit into a lab, and that lab will send the results to the appropriate doctor.
So literally, you can do, is it a pinprick type test?
No, you're supposed to get a vial drawn on.
Oh, so you can go get one done by your doctor, but still send it in.
And send it in to get it done.
So it is a blood test.
It is a blood test.
All right.
well, so you wouldn't want to do it yourself.
If you're a nurse, I'd do it, but if you're not, I would.
Right. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
No.
I'm okay with not doing that myself.
Yeah. I'm in the blood. I'll do it.
All right.
So on the pituitary gland, Rick, I know you had mentioned that it doesn't necessarily have to be a severe accident.
No, you can do a slip and fall down your steps when you were a kid, or as we get older, and you bump your head.
Yeah.
Run into somebody.
It's the sudden stop of your head against something, and this little itty bitty string that's holding. Picture a little string trying to hold my hand down here. This is the pituitary, and you do a sudden stop, and the string breaks. That's all it is.
Yep. Pretty cool. All right, now we're on to the parathyroid gland. And my husband's going to jump in on this one too. Kathy and I are assisting.
Parathyroid gland is 4 tiny parathyroid glands in the neck. They're on the posterior surface of your thyroid. You have 2 superior and 2 inferior. They're really small in size. They're about the size of a grain of rice, each weighing about 30 to 50 micrograms. And it can weigh up to 70 micrograms. Women usually have larger parathyroid glands than men because they need to produce the hormone PTH. And they also what this hormone does is help control the body's calcium levels. So women need a little bit more calcium than us guys.
Well, why do we?
You guys have a tendency to secrete more calcium in your systems than men do. Yes, you are. You guys are very special.
Yes, every day. All right, so let's go on to the thyroid gland. And Rick, here's one I know that you like to talk a lot about, so let's turn you loose.
The thyroid is a butterfly-shaped gland that sits low in the front of the neck. Your thyroid lies below your Adam's apple. It's along the front side of your windpipe. Thyroid has two side lobes connected by a bridge or isthmus in the middle. When the thyroid is normal size, you can't feel it. It's brownish red in color. The thyroid is rich in blood vessels. Nerves important for your voice quality also pass through the thyroid. The thyroid secretes several different hormones, collectively called the thyroid hormones. The main hormone is thyroxine, also called the T4. This will show up in the SpectraCell test, by the way. The thyroid hormones act throughout the body, influencing metabolism, growth, development, and body temperature. During infancy and childhood, adequate thyroid hormone is crucial for brain development. Our thyroid is affected by the types of foods we eat. One of the ingredients that we are not getting due to our soil depletion, due to too much farming, over farming, is iodine. If we don't feed our thyroid proper amounts of iodine, and we now have supplements from Young Living that do that, we can have a thyroid failure. We can't live without thyroid.
And there are some other companies that deal with just straight iodine treatments too.
Yes.
So there are some great books out there. We were blessed enough recently to have Star Moray come and talk to us about that, and she offered some books. If anybody has any questions about that, get a hold of us, because we would be happy to hook you up with some of those reports, books, and things. Kathy, tell us a little bit more about what you know about the thyroid.
One thing that I know that thyroid is an imbalanced thyroid is a very common factor in many people. A lot of people may not even know they have thyroid issues. If you go to a doctor, typically a lot of times when they check your thyroid, it's the TSH blood test that they do, and a lot of times that can come in normal, because every day our bodies fluctuates, and one day we have a good day of thyroid production, and the next day we may not. So to get a better reading on how the thyroid overall is working, one thing you could ask your doctor about is there's a number of tests that can give you a more thorough reading of how your thyroid is producing. And there's like at least 5 of them. There's the TSH, there's one called a free T3, a free T4, a reverse T3, and there's 2 antibodies, and I don't recall the names of those.
That's something they can look up.
That's something you look up. And your doctor may or may not know about them, but again, these tests are not typical to be ran in a doctor's office, but you can definitely ask that they run them. So that will give you a much better reading on how your thyroid is actually functioning.
And that's a good thing, because I think everybody needs to know that. If you're struggling with anything that we're going to cover today, don't be hesitant to go ask, because it's your body. You are your own advocate, and being your own advocate on your health care, it's primary. There's a ton of doctors that make you feel like you should never ask your own questions, but you need to.
You do, because my experience, I personally have some thyroid issues, and my experience has been, when I first started working on my thyroid, that's it. That's all they did was TSH, and it was in their normal ranges.
Yeah.
And, initially, however, I got to back up a little bit. Initially, they came back high. So I was put on thyroid medication. But over time, though, that's just a Band-Aid. It doesn't really help you. Still, sometimes you have symptoms.
Yes.
You still have some symptoms that just your body just does not feel right. And that's where you start digging in deeper. And then, like I said, these other tests will even give you a truer picture, especially people who come out,
right.
normal. And you still feel like you're still feeling
there's something not right.
Yeah, that's when you want
to get that figured out. And yeah, exactly. We all need to push for what is our care.
Yeah.
You're your own advocate. All right, let's go on to the thymus gland.
Okay, the thymus gland is located in the chest cavity behind the breastbone. It produces thymosin, stimulates the development of T cells. Well, what's a T cell? A T cell is a type of blood cell that is kind of the soldier inside your blood. It goes out there and it takes care of pathogens, things that are forming in your blood system. It keeps you healthy. Okay, so we need these things to operate at their optimum. In infants, the thymosin also influences sex hormones. It decreases in size after puberty. Elderly produce fewer T cells than adolescents. So here's the issue. As we get older, we produce less T cells, which makes us more susceptible to viruses and bacteria, things that are out there, and diseases. Now, how can we just naturally stimulate your thymus? We just did this earlier, girls.
Okay, Kathy, what do we do?
Yes.
Get ready. We're all going to show you. We're going to thump.
Thump your chest.
And what we learned, it's like a little pump. So what we're doing is spurting. I love that.
You're actually allowing your thymus to spurt things out and everything. It's helping you produce more.
We had fun with that earlier, didn't
Yes,
we not?
we had a blast earlier. Try it sometime in a closed room, and you should be fine.
But anytime, you can do that. It is located to the left.
Yes. To the left
Of your breastbone.
Left of your breastbone.
And you can tap there and you can release the thymosin. So how many people don't like it when somebody pokes them in the chest? You can now thank those people.
Yeah.
Because they're pewing for you.
Yeah.
All right, on to our next one, the pancreas. The definition of pancreas is a glandular organ in the digestive system and endocrine system of the vertebrates. The position is in humans, it is located in the abdominal cavity behind the stomach. I try to bring some really good pictures in so you could see what it looks like. And you can see it's very tiny because we know what our small intestine looks like. It's not huge by any means. You can see there's a tail and a head of the pancreas. You have your ducts and your lobulas. This is what your whole pancreas consists of. So it's something that can get very much lost in our bodies because of its size. But Rick, what else is it good for? Why do we have this in our systems?
The pancreas, its primary function is to release enzymes into our small intestines for digestion. So when this thing gets plugged up, because you can see how complex it is, there's a really, really small openings and veins and everything. And when it gets plugged up, we're not getting the right digestive enzymes and right hormones being released into our intestines in order to digest our food.
Now, is this something that affects people with diabetes, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Very common for people with
Very
diabetic. Another thing, obviously, too, over time when our pancreas becomes compromised, and you said we really rely on our pancreas for enzyme release. So, I mean, there is support that we can get through. I mean, if our body's lacking enzymes.
Correct.
And that's why it's highly recommended to seek out maybe supplements that
Probiotics.
like
Probiotics,
and other enzymes that help break down your food to help easier
Digestion. And another one, and I know it's a big topic of conversation for people, but you need to know there's a huge article out there right now by Dr. Mercola about lack of enzymes and microwaves.
Yeah.
And I did post that on our Facebook group recently because microwaves take all the enzymes out of our food. So we have already lack of enzymes that we're growing because of the soils and stuff that we're producing out of the ground that don't already have good enzymes in the soil, so they're not getting into our foods anyways. Right. But now we're going to throw it in a microwave, heat it up, and now we've killed everything. The only thing we're doing is just feeding so that we don't feel hungry. We're not really giving our body any nutrition level.
Right.
So it just sits in your intestines then. Body.
And then you have to eat more food.
Yeah.
To try to maybe push it through. And that's why
Yeah.
we see a lot more rise of leaky gut syndrome,
Obesity.
obesity. So you can see a lot of this, it just keeps rolling. You do one thing and it causes this to go wrong. Our bodies were meant to be very pure, and we don't put very much purity in there anymore. All right, let's go on to adrenal glands. What do you think, Kathy?
Well, the adrenal gland is it's another gland that I think can sometimes be overlooked again when we're experiencing just some symptoms that we just don't feel good, especially primarily fatigue when we feel very tired. So it's another thing that you could probably push them to get tested. not sure what tests are out there to test for adrenal fatigue, but our adrenal glands is an important gland to support us in,
It's an energy one.
well, yeah, it creates cortisol.
Yep.
Right.
And, if our bodies are creating more cortisol than what it needs anymore, that's compromising our adrenals. But anyway, so what an adrenal gland is basically, as you can see, it's very small. It weighs about 4 grams. And we have 2 of them actually, they're on the right and left. And there's 2 components of it. We have an inner adrenal medulla and an outer adrenal cortex. And it's stimulated near the upper poles of kidneys in retroperitoneum and the Carotids capsule. So again,
We're expanding your horizons here.
so bottom line, they sit right above the kidneys.
Yes.
You know where they are.
So, but that's also, is this, and I'm maybe sounding dumb here a second, but I understand that sometimes if these aren't working right, we don't have adrenaline working right either.
The reason why we don't have adrenaline working right is that our kids are filling themselves up with Red Bull and power shots and all this other stuff that causes our adrenal glands to work overtime, and they can't replenish themselves because we're not feeding it right.
Yeah, and the adrenals need that.
And the adrenals will eventually get to the point of adrenal fatigue, and they'll shut down. And you're going to have brain fog, you're going to have no energy, you're going to crash. And stuff.
So nap time a lot more often?
That sounds pretty good, but
Well, again, and we're all human, and we all try to do 100 things in one day.
Yes.
So again, you're bringing stress onto yourself as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
There's a lot of
And
stress
we
on
need
your
to fix
adrenals
that.
by trying
Right.
we're stressed. We
Yeah.
have a lot of stress in our lives. So that's
We do.
try to find balance
and
and
I have no stress. My life is easy. All right, let's go on to the ovaries.
I'm going to set this one out.
You're gonna set this one out? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's take the next one then. So the ovary is the female gonad. It's one of a pair of reproductive glands in the women. So they're located in the pelvis. There's one on each side. They flank the uterus. Each ovary is only the size of an almond. Can you imagine that we create babies from that little teeny thing? It's amazing to me. So the female hormones, during each monthly menstrual cycle, an egg is released from our ovaries. And then the egg travels.
Yeah. The egg travels from the ovary through the fallopian tube to the uterus. There, the ovaries are our main source of female hormones, which control the development of female body characteristics, such as our breasts, our body shape, and body hair. They also generate the menstrual cycle and pregnancy.
So here, just because I had a picture in my head, I'm not sure this is something we should talk about, but that's me. So if our ovaries and our hormone systems are working right, does that mean that sometimes we're suppressing our body development too? So that maybe somebody that doesn't have breasts that are nice and big, is that because maybe they're producing, or is it a little bit of extra DNA in there too?
Could be both.
Could be both.
Could be both.
Just thought I'd ask, because I was one of those that didn't have. I wasn't blessed until after I hit my 50s, and now I don't want them.
Yes,
I would like them to go away now.
Okay.
Oh, we're going on to something else now. Sorry.
We're
Okay.
ready to move on.
This is Rick's category. Kathy and I are going to sit down on this one.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have the show.
Testes, plural, are the most essential organs of the male reproductive system. They are the glands where sperm and testosterone are produced. Testes are contained in the scrotum, are composed of dense connective tissue containing around 300 internal compartments called lobules. So you can see how easily, if you get 300 different compartments, you can get injured and stuff. Things are going to get plugged up. Things aren't going to work properly. One of the latest studies for the testes and everything as far as sperm production, believe it or not, has to do with sleeping, not with clothes on, because your testes want to be at the right temperature, and if they're overheated and stuff, they don't produce.
Like I do when I get hot. I shut down.
Yeah, baby. Anyway.
That was going somewhere wrong.
Yeah, you started it.
I did.
So, the latest and greatest is for both male and females is that tight clothing, not a good thing, and sleeping in tight clothing is definitely not a good thing.
So you suggest we sleep in the nude?
Yes, ma'am.
We're at Kathy's house. We're just going to sit here and be quiet now.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's move on. So how do we know when our hormones are out of balance? Rick found this picture. He thought this spoke magnitudes.
Oh, does it ever, guys?
I don't get credit. You don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. So how do we know when our hormones are out of balance? Well, there's so many side effects of being out of balance with hormones. Kathy, what are some of your most common ones that you know of when you're out of balance?
You know, I get very, I know, like hot flashes.
Yeah.
I'll get it. It's kind of interesting. They just all of a sudden come on, and many of you probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, oh.
You know, and yeah, and I just feel really sick. They can kind of be very, for the most part, I'm a very patient person, but boy, that's really tested.
When those are out of balance.
When those are out of balance. And, you know, and then occasionally just feel a little bit more tired than normal. So I think those are more my common experiences.
Yeah, for me, it's the
Night
migraines.
sweats.
It is the migraines. It usually, when those are becoming more and more frequent, I know that something's not right. If I can catch it at that stage and start using more magnesium and bring my cortisol levels under check and get my stress levels down, I don't tend to go into the night sweats or hot flashes. But if you get so busy, like we all do, you tend to not hear those little warning bells going off, and then next thing you know, you're like,
Before you hear it,
okay.
having fun.
But we've got great supplements.
We do, and I think to tell you, you know, again, just by everything that we listed here for like some of the symptoms, obviously, and I know for myself, what's really helped me is knowing what I know now is it's really paying attention to my diet.
Yeah,
And
huge.
my diet as well as, you know, what kind of rest I'm getting, and, you know, all that. There's a lot of variance.
There's tons of little variances in there, but look at some of the things we put up there. Soy products, especially for men, it's one of their biggest triggers, huge.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we still need testosterone too.
Mhm.
So if we're taking in soy products, we're also hurting ourselves as well, but we're also hurting, you know, we're at the age now that we're not worried about reproduction, but those kids that are coming into where they want to start families and stuff, if they've got low E and low T, there's a lot going on, and we're seeing a rise right now in early menopause, and we're talking girls that are in their 18 to 26 years of age that are going into early menopause.
Not only early menopause, but also young girls are starting to get their menses much earlier.
Oh, yeah. Much
And this
earlier.
is due to the food that we're feeding our kids nowadays, and GMO crops, soy products. Try to find a bread without soy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find a product without soy in it.
And we were never meant to eat it.
No, not what we're getting fed.
Not what we're getting fed, because the new soy product is all GMO. And that, okay, you know,
Yeah, we're getting,
man has developed over the ages into what we are today, but it took 6,000 years.
yeah,
We've changed our diet in the last 20,
yeah.
and our bodies can't keep up.
And we're going to get into that. You ready?
Yep.
So, things to avoid. This is where you can talk, and Kathy and I can
Onion
jump
rings, I gotta
in.
give onion rings up.
Remember we added this one. It's not
That's
here
so
no
I'm
more.
gonna go.
Hang on.
Yes. So,
You're
things to avoid. Kathy, what do we got? Some of the things. We've got pictures here to give you a visual.
Yeah, I'm just to give you a visual, yes. So some of the things that we're going to cover on today are just some the foods we eat, environmental toxins, and personal care products. So these are multiple areas we want to address in considering when we want to try to balance our hormones.
So how many of us literally have had that meal? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100 times.
And it can be tasty.
And it's making my tummy growl just a little bit. And then, of course, we get into our toxins, our environmental toxins. It isn't just these factories. It's, you know, the cars we drive, the cleaning products we use in our everyday lives. At work, I have to clean things at my job every day.
Roundup herbicide, it's in our food.
So let's kind of, and then we'll get into the personal care products too. But let's talk about foods first. So things that we should be doing instead of prepackaged.
Yep. So some of the things that we want to do with food is make sure we're choosing foods that are close to its natural state. Okay, so because if we struggle with thyroid issues, adrenal fatigue, or any form of hormone imbalance, like again for men, impotence, or low testosterone, estrogen dominance, there are foods that can aid in balancing our hormones.
Yes.
Okay, so foods, some of the foods that I just want to bring to awareness of what could help boost not only our immune system, it definitely good for our immune system, but also to support the reproductive system.
Yeah.
So some of these foods are wild blueberries, sesame, tahini, avocados, black beans, asparagus, apples, spinach, black grapes, and cucumbers. That's just a
We're just touching.
Yeah, we're just touching on some things.
We'll touch.
And then they'll also help various providing antioxidants that again can contribute to preventing hot flashes, providing critical nutrients to fortify vital organs, reducing inflammation, and keeping hormone levels balanced.
So anytime that we can add any of those type of products in there, we're going to see health. It's going to bring things a little bit quicker into balance than not before.
Right. And you guys, what's kind of interesting too, and a lot of the research I've been doing is, and you might think of another, I'm going to touch on this real quick too, but some fats, healthy fats.
Oh, amazing, yes.
Healthy fats. And so, a lot of times, I know back in, it used to be old school, we had couldn't eat fats because what they're going to do to our cholesterol, our hearts, or our bodies,
I mean, we've gone up and down, no eggs, no eggs.
Right. So, but really, if you go back to the basics then, healthy fats are very good, not just for the balance of our hormones, but also
Correct.
for brain health and heart
So
health.
what are some of those good fats?
So some of the good fats are we call them healthy omega-9 fats. And these are found in like avocados, as mentioned.
Which we made guacamole today.
Yes.
For those of you that didn't make it here, you're missing out on some good guac.
It's really good.
There's a little hint of lime in there.
Yep, there is.
So avocados are packed with potassium and fiber, which again helps balance the hormones. And we have almonds are a very good choice, and then olive oil, avocado oil, some of those fats that you can procure to your meals in. But again, omega-9s are also known as monounsaturated fats that are going to want to do, so you're only going to want to do about 1 serving a day of these types of fats. It's not like you want to overload on them.
No, but you do want to make sure they're in there, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you can just be a half avocado in your salad.
But you hear about other omegas. There's omega-3s.
Yep. There's the short-chain fatty acids also found in grass-fed dairy products, like grass-fed butter. Ghee, you guys, I don't know if you've ever heard of ghee, but it's a real alternative to butter. It's basically butter without the proteins and caseins in it.
So if you're not needing those.
The things that are not good for you, are out of it, removed from it.
Unless you're getting organic butters, because then they've been not GMO'd and not hormoned to death.
Correct, yeah. So, and then organic kefir yogurt, also probiotics. We also offer probiotics. It's also good for health and beneficial to our gut health.
Which again, we have a great supplement for that too.
So then you move into the omega-3 fatty acids, as you mentioned. Again, those are very good to help reduce the inflammation in the body. And so that you can find a lot of those. Like you want to think of wild salmon, not farm-raised salmon.
Not farm or genetically modified salmon now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So otherwise, and some of you who may not like fish, I'm not a big
I don't like the big
person.
fishy thing. Yeah.
So in other ways, you can get your omega-3 fatty acids through like chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts.
Ooh, and I love those in smoothies.
Yep.
All of them.
Yeah. Great to add to smoothies. And also just there's a study that was done, there's a bunch of these out on PubMed that have repeatedly shown that women who consume the most omega-3s have milder menstrual pain. So because I know that's a huge common symptoms in women, young girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Daughters. Oh, I have that with my daughters. And I got to say, I'm blessed that my daughters really love most of the healthier foods anyways. But I have one daughter, if she could live on salmon, she would.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And you see a big difference?
We have lately. Yeah.
And then again, so then we're going to, another fat is, it's called medium chain fatty acids, and that's from coconut.
Which we love, what? Coconut oil.
Yeah. So the reason why coconut is so good for our hormones is our body can burn coconut oil as energy and helps stabilize blood sugar levels as well.
So it's good for all kinds of illnesses and ailments out there.
So, and by the way, one of the biggest things that can cause our hormones to get imbalanced is consuming too much sugar.
Oh yeah,
huge. And not getting the right type of fats for the body to burn fuel. So that is why, again, coconut oil, coconut milk, all coconut products are perfect for our naturally balancing
And
hormones.
Kathy has this amazing whipped cream that she found that I like too.
Coconut whip.
It is, and it's good.
Instead of your
Every time she
dairy
makes her, which you're gonna miss, by the way, if you didn't make it here today, she made her famous brownies
made with coconut oil.
with coconut oil. So we're getting some good fatty acids in here today.
Yes.
All right, what else do you got for
and
us?
then another fat is omega-6 fats.
Mhm.
They are, it's another form of fatty acids. You might have heard of GLA, and that's found in like hemp seeds.
And that's the gamma linolic acid?
Yes,
Is that right?
yes.
Yeah.
Hemp seeds, and also found in supplements. Again, another way to get it is through supplemental form, such as through, you guys may have heard of evening primrose.
Which is one of the
Yes.
first and foremost ones when I was dealing with some hormone issues. Even my medical doctor puts you on that one.
Yeah.
So it's really good for helping with the hormone imbalances.
Right. Hemp seeds contain a sort of fat that have been shown to naturally support progesterone levels in the body for men and women.
Mhm.
So if it's a good source to consider for both men and women.
That you can get in seed form and you can get in powder form.
I mean, you're right. And so you think about everything I just mentioned, you can easily pour it into a smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
Or a smoothie.
Exactly.
So it's very
Because
simple. to get
hemp
those.
doesn't have much flavoring to
Not
it.
at
It's not
all.
like you want to sit there and have a bowl of it.
Right.
It's like, woohoo, I'm having hemp for breakfast. No.
No.
Throw it into a smoothie. But in the powder form, you can add it into your scrambled eggs. You can add it into your casseroles. Yep, your oatmeal. So there's great ways to get that in.
Yeah. So now I'm going to touch real quick on some of the foods you want to consider avoiding.
Yeah,
Okay.
the list is long, so
It is.
we'll make
We're
it
just
short.
We're just going to touch on a few. But again, so some of these avoids to food, and we call them high estrogen foods, some estrogen-rich foods that can destroy your health and really cause some major hormonal imbalances.
Agreed.
So some of these, so there are a lot of things that people are eating today that are disrupting our hormones, causing estrogens to be high, estrogen levels behind progesterone levels to be very low.
Right.
So, and it's causing them to have human characteristics like, so.
Oh, what do you
Gynoplastia,
What are those? Rick calls them man boobs.
Man boobs.
man boobs. Go to the beach this summer, you'll see it.
Right. And so if for
I don't think I
women,
want to.
there's increased issues like hypothyroidism. We're talking about the height.
Yeah,
Right.
and we're seeing a lot of that. We're hearing, when I meet with people at these healthy living expos, and I'm sure you've met them at some of your expos, they're getting diagnosed left and right with this stuff.
Yeah.
So what's some of the other ones you're hearing?
Autoimmune disorders, chronic fatigue, and even obviously it can get to the extent of ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
And it's by consuming too much of the estrogen-rich foods.
So what are some of those, do you know?
So yeah, kind of I think we touched on a little bit, like your prepackaged foods
Oh, yeah.
and your beverages, kind of like the energy drinks that Rick was saying, and you were talking about prepackaged foods. Because they're loaded with additives, they're loaded with artificial colors, dyes,
Everything made in the
flavorings.
lab.
Yes, everything made in the lab. MSG is a huge.
That's a big one for me.
Migraines.
With it was migraines, but it used to trigger breathing issues for me. If I would go out and get some in a meal, within hours I would be having almost anaphylactic shock to the point of an EpiPen. Yeah, so MSG can be very harmful to people that are struggling with their health and wellness staying above that line.
Right.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys notice, if you like Chinese food, Vietnamese food, a lot of the dishes are prepared with MSG.
Right.
Say it's not so.
So what you can't, what I know, and some of you may already be doing this, but if you go and you can ask them to please not add any MSG into your.
And there are some that put a sign right up there that this is not, none of this is made with MSG. So be really prepared because that is a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it is one that also, if you've ever been out to eat and an hour later you just can't seem to get enough fluids, you just feel dehydrated, it will make you feel that way. And it is technically dehydrated.
Or you're out to eat and you get a chest tightness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You eat and stuff. It's the version of anaphylactic shock.
Yeah. So another one you guys have probably heard this called xenoestrogens,
Mm-hmm.
and we touched on that a little bit ago. It's called one of those recognized xenoestrogens are derived from soy.
Yeah, so it's huge.
So again, soy is huge in increasing our estrogen levels in our bodies, and so and obviously it comes in the form of soy milk. And like you were saying earlier, it's a lot of our prepackaged foods.
Yeah.
It's
It's
also
soy protein.
it's called soy protein or soy lecithin.
Yep.
Soy powder, and then there's soybeans. And you might think soybeans are great, but again, we're talking about a lot of times they're genetically modified, so they're not a true source of soybeans.
They're not the
90%.
original
90% of our soy out
Right.
there is GMO.
Yeah.
So I consume a lot of soy, again, which a lot of our foods, especially our foods, have soy in them. Over time, it can increase your risk of breast and cervical cancer and major testosterone issues and such as impotence and other health issues.
Yeah, it's huge.
So,
And then that was a big one for us to change. Because, you know, you just don't think about it. Oh, it's soy. Everybody's eating, I know I say it wrong, but edamame. It's in a lot of, you know, they love that. They're like, put it in, it's good for you. But the studies that we're reading and that we're seeing either on PubMed or the universities that are putting these out, there's huge strides of how anti this is for our body. And to be able to remove it, and I know one of my daughters completely removed it from hers, and that has been a huge change for her, huge. And now when we go out to eat, we really watch where we're eating. We watch when we go grocery shopping. I'm a big label reader. I know you are too. I don't care if it takes me an extra hour to shop at the grocery store. It's like, hey, Rick, I found something with nothing bad in it. We get excited. It's almost like a high five in the middle of the grocery store.
And you know, too, which was surprising to me until I started understanding the damage soy can do, is protein bars.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always looking for that protein bar to have in the afternoon, thinking you're going to have a little protein kick, you know, but if you read a lot of those labels of those protein bars, a lot of them has the soy lecithin in them.
A ton
of it.
And it's not like the last ingredient.
No.
It used to be a lot more of the last ingredient, but it's moving up that chain a lot.
Right.
And that's scary. So what else can we eliminate?
We also got sugar.
Yeah.
You touched on this a little bit too. I mean, sugar is just creates a
Number
whole
one
host of
addiction in the
issues.
U.S.
It can create a lot of issues. So, by too many sugars and carbohydrates, it can increase the estrogen levels in our body and lower progesterone. So to eliminate the process, so we want to really work on, try to eliminate the processed sugar.
Yeah, there's some really good alternatives for that.
I mean, you think, so like even eliminating sugars, like for instance, like making brownies today, it's called to use honey. It's more of a natural, it's more lower in the glycemic index, so it's easier for our blood sugar levels.
Well, it's also easier for us to digest and process,
Right.
so much better for us. And then we don't store it. Our body's storing sugars is really bad.
Yes.
That's where we get into the obesity. Yeah.
So another thing is to get rid of grains in large amounts and switch over to doing some more fruits and vegetables. Okay, that's so you can get more.
And some people do have to watch some of their fruits, especially if they're in the diabetic index area, because some fruits do break down into bad sugars for them as well. I know some people can't even eat watermelon that are, dealing with type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
Sure.
So
Definitely. And then also consider, so if you need to do grains, and one thing you want to consider maybe is looking more for sprouted grains.
Oh yeah.
It's a better option.
Do you have a favorite?
Not really. I don't eat a lot of beans anymore.
We do a lot of more quinoa.
Quinoa?
Yeah, we really do like that.
I have yet to figure out how to make it taste.
Rick, instead of rice or pasta, he'll use that as his base for like when we're making meat dishes up. Betty, who isn't here today, we miss you, Betty. Hi. She likes to make tons of salads with it. She'll add in fresh mandarin oranges and
Fruits and stuff.
all kinds of fruits, and throw that
Give
in
it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of tang.
Yeah, and she'll add some lime oil into it, or she'll take calamari olives and add in some fresh cut peppers and stuff and make that kind of a salad out of it.
Betty, I need your recipes.
Yeah, she does amazing, guys. Check her out. Talk to her when you see her.
So bottom line is to balance these ratios. By lowering your carb intake and increasing your intake of healthy fats, again, which all help naturally balance. So,
is there other things we can do?
Yeah. Go on and on and on. Again, like I said earlier, I think a lot of it could be what we put into our diets.
Yeah.
Again,
Where we're getting our foods
where we're getting our foods.
So great places is let's don't go and jump aboard. So Kathy was finishing up talking about other conventional ways to get healthier foods into us without going fast food or box foods. And we were on the subject of making sure you're knowing where your products are coming from.
Yeah.
Read your labels, make sure you're buying from reputable meat sources.
Yep, grass-fed.
Grass-fed or free range. Oh, got it. Free range. Rick and I are very privileged to have a couple of people in our team that they raise chickens, and all of their chickens and eggs are all hormone free and free range, and so we get our eggs from them every year.
That's key. So if you can find a contact or a local farmer, or I mean, that's a key.
It is huge.
And that's
huge. So let's move forward, or you got more for us?
Well, I just, I don't know. I guess we talked about the meat and dairy.
Yep.
Because this is another biggest offender of excess estrogen in our diet. It's from, the chemicals that are in our milk and our meats.
Yes.
So there again, kind of to your point, if anything, I know, you think do as much as you can, organic as you can. But I think some of the key things, especially if it's a big staple in your household, like milk and meat, but those are at least the two things that you can maybe consider purchasing organic or whole or grass
fed. The problem that we've run into is that if you remember back in the days when milk was delivered in little bottles.
Yeah.
The reason why it's delivered in small bottles is now we get them in gallon bottles, and it doesn't go bad for like 2 weeks.
Or a month.
So what's in it? And stuff.
So we're putting more preservatives in so that we can keep them longer. And
I'm very well preserved. The military assured me of that. I don't need anything else.
Okay, so now let's touch
on environmental.
Okay. So again, as you see in the picture there, a lot of our I'm going to hear myself. Well, it's in our air. Like you see the pollution.
It's every day.
Chemicals in our. So there's also, when you think environmental too, it's the cleaning products used in our homes. Sometimes what for cleaning products are we using? Because there's a ton of chemicals in there. Even in the summertime, when you bug spray. We spray that on our bodies. But that you also spray that in the air. So and then you have herbicides, pesticides, bug sprays, weed killers, room fresheners, rug deodorizers.
We only have a day.
I know. Which only cover, and again, that these are all the products that are hormone disruptors.
Right.
So
it makes things so difficult because people don't realize that. Oh, I sprayed it in the air. It just smells good. But we're breathing that in. It's touching our skin. As you know, we all know that that's our biggest organ. Anything that touches our skin is already in our system.
Right.
In the case of like your bug spray, you spray yourself with bug spray, and then we pick up a small kit. We think bug spray is actually a nerve agent. That's how it gets rid of the bugs and stuff. And you're putting a nerve agent on a developing child. We're wrong.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's things that can disrupt everything.
Yeah. So, it's kind of some of the things. Also, another thing is a lot of your we drink water out of.
Oh yeah.
Plastics.
Yep.
So that's another thing.
Leaching things.
Yeah, because if it's especially in the summertime, a lot of times we have a plastic water bottle in our cars.
Well, we just grab it and drink it hot right out of it.
But that hot heat
all the time
will break down the chemicals that are in that plastic bottle and it'll leach in your water and you're drinking that. So you can really something to think about. And also the Teflon pans that we use to cook stuff in.
Yep.
There again, it's releasing a toxic compound, which is
well, and how many people, and I've been there, so I've used Teflon. How many people go, oh, it's flaking again, and just wipe it off and keep cooking with it because we think, oh, it's fine. It's a product that was
you're
it's on
really
the market.
slick inside now.
Yeah, right. Things should be moving very swiftly through.
Right,
but I'm terrible at that for the longest time. And Rick and I have now gone completely to cast iron.
Yeah.
Without any aluminums in it and stuff like that. There's titanium out there. That is something that every household can afford. But that's the next step that I think we'll take.
Titanium, stainless steel.
Yeah,
all that stuff. And it basically, one of the things you're going to find out when you switch cast iron to stainless steel is that we cook too hot.
Yeah.
Because if the food is sticking to your pan's too hot.
You got to bring your temperatures down.
Bring it down. You're right. We always
season them.
Yeah, we always want to make a quick fix. And
that's right. High is Rick's favorite temperature.
Nothing wrong with high.
Doesn't that mean it gets done faster? No, not always.
So, again, the opposite to that with hands, but also, like you said, I think of room fresheners. And one way to kind of start moving away from that is like diffusing.
And that's the number one way to get great essential oils into your system
Right.
is diffusing.
Diffusing.
Oh my gosh,
We're
yeah.
making your own little room fresheners.
Yeah, we do that with make and takes. Check out our next make and take class.
So, okay, and then moving into personal products,
Oh,
personal
yeah.
care products. As you see there's a ton of products there that, quickly if you read the labels,
And I see some I've used. How are you?
I've used almost everything on that picture. But if you read what's really in them, it's amazing. All the toxic chemicals,
That we're putting
phthalates,
in and over.
You mean you
phthalates.
shouldn't put
very
engine
good.
degreaser on your skin?
Yeah, that engine
Throwing
degreaser.
down.
Yeah.
Engine
throwing
degreaser
down.
that says Clearasil on it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So again, there's chemicals in our soaps, our deodorants, our hair care, our toothpaste, mouthwash, lotions, shave creams, and makeup are loaded with chemicals that penetrate in through our skin and can cause our bodies to become estrogen dominant. As even men are estrogen dominant, causing prostate and those prostate problems, boobs, and all this.
And when a
over
man has
time.
bigger boobs than me, I'm a little concerned.
I know, me too. It kind of doesn't take much.
Well, no, we live with it. But again, guys shouldn't have it bigger than me. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So, again, one thing to just kind of take note of too, and just really learn your products. But don't be fooled by sometimes the food chains will have on their natural products.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
because there only has to be how much? What's the percentage on that, you guys?
10%.
10% of your product
Yes, to
only
be
have to
organic.
be organic to be called natural.
Right. So not to spend a lot of time here because we have a class to talk more about this in more detail. But again, bottom line is personal care products. Really take a look at what's on your labels because again, they're all estrogen mimicking
Oh yeah,
ingredients, and
we want to
consider-
stay as healthy as possible.
So one of the things too, even women's contraceptive products are really hormone disruptive
Mhm.
chemicals.
And we've all done those.
Yes.
I mean, I shouldn't say all. At least the people in this room, women-wise, have probably
Yeah.
had a couple of our share
Right.
and thought, oh, we're doing what the doctor said. We're good.
Right.
No.
You know?
Being the conspiracy theorist that I might be, hey, why would we load up our products with stuff that would cause you not to be able to conceive?
Yeah. Are we trying to break down the population so we
Or are we trying to make money for another organization because now fertility products are going through the roof?
Yeah, that's the number
Isn't that
one
amazing?
pharmaceutical grade process.
Yeah.
But there's really great things that we can do to eliminate what this is right in front of us.
Yep.
And Kathy's got a couple of them that she's worked on. I know I've done it with you. We've done some of this. We've done some detox.
Right.
Do
So
you have a favorite way?
I think a lot of it it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Again,
Life
it
is
is.
simple.
It's called what you eat and put in your body.
Yeah.
And some of the
Relatable.
food, and some of the things that can help if you want to start detoxing your body from some of these chemicals, also from the estrogen levels that you're probably created by doing these 3 things or
Yeah.
being exposed to all this
Multiple of these things.
All of those things is one thing that you can do is eat I never can say that word.
Vegetables.
They call them crucifix and vegetables. Yeah, just go with vegetables.
You need to eat your veggies.
Veggies.
Remember when mom would say, eat your veggies? And you'd say,
Because what's in there, there's a compound in
Cruciferous, by
there.
the way.
Cruciferous. Yes, I like that came out easy out of your mouth. There's a compound in it that's released called indole-3 carbinol. And what it does, it starts to form a sulfur in your body, and sulfur is a powerful detoxification property. So it starts when you start consuming vegetables like these, which again is your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage, your Brussels sprouts, your kale, your collard greens.
and if you don't like to eat them roasted or steamed, shred them, put them in a salad.
Yeah.
They're amazing. And if that is something beyond you,
Yeah.
steam the crud out of them, blend them up, and throw them in your smoothie.
There's one thing that you notice if you listen to her list of everything, collard green, beans, kale, everything. There's a saying out there called "Eat the Rainbow."
Yeah.
Oh, when you go to your grocer, you want to eat the rainbow. If it's a bright color, you probably want to eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it and stuff.
If it's
And
white or black, it's probably not good for you.
Yeah, that's right. Parsley and cilantro are good
Yes.
to help detoxify your body. So, but yeah, so that's just a bit, and then a couple of supplements that I had read on too is like milk thistle and dandelion.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are two great things.
Well, dandelion, sorry, but I harvest that every year at my house. I don't know.
Do you?
I got
Oh, in
plenty
your
of it in
yard?
the backyard.
You
I don't have
actually
to
break it up and
We used to make dandelion tea growing up with my grandparents.
Serious?
Yeah, so.
out of the dandelions out of your backyard.
Yep, that was something. Well, you get a family from the south, you talk to them, dandelion greens, get the little southern going.
But isn't it funny here in the Midwest? So we do it.
I know, we're out there like.
There's also one of the, and I cannot remember the name, but it's the weeds that grow in the cracks in your driveway.
That they look almost like a succulent. Have you seen those?
They're actually good for you.
Yeah, they're supposed to be one of the best things out there.
Best
I'll have to look it up.
leaves and stuff that you can put in your salad, a ton of stuff. They're actually good for you. So what do? We flip them or Roundup herbicide,
Right.
lay it on it. Or
It
if
kind of
you're,
has that look of not a cactus, because most cactuses have the pokes on them and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's a form of that, so it's got that almost translucent skin to it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you break it up, it's very juicy.
Yeah.
Well, as you're pulling them out of your cracks of your garden and stuff, you're
just
like,
go ahead and chow down because
Yeah,
that's what's good for you.
it's amazing how we just look at that as a weed. The dandelion to us, right? We look at it as a weed, and it's one of the better things for it.
Yeah.
So dandelion greens and dandelion root tea, and even the flowers of the dandelion before they go to the nice little fuzz balls, yeah, whatever they are. That's another really good one you can squish and put into stuff.
So I don't know about you guys, when you were little too, we used to take a dandelion and we used to rub it on our
And then
wrists.
and then have yellow noses and yellow
We
wrists.
need to go back to doing that.
I think we go in and get
You're
our
healthier
system.
than-
Let's assume though.
I think if we drank out of hoses,
You're
that's what I'm
assuming no
doing.
fertilizers, no pesticides.
Right.
At our house, it will not be fertilized. You can come to our house and pick all you want. I won't stop you. All right, let's move on, guys. We've been here for a while.
I know, sorry.
No, it's a great thing. We did all kinds of great information in that little slide. So we're just going to kind of roll through some of these highs and lows. We're not going to read everything because this is something we're recording. You can come back to this at any time. But some of those side effects we were talking about for the things that we've been saying we shouldn't be doing is infertility and the disruptors of hormones. Rick, do you want to talk about estradiol?
Estradiol, it's produced primarily by the follicles and corpus luteum, which is a remnant egg sac, in the ovaries. Estrogen is the most potent and abundant. Estrogen is essential for healthy bone formation, healthy gene expression, maintaining healthy cholesterol levels, the formation of secondary sexual characteristics like pubic hair, breasts, etc. Estradiol is also one of the primary components in soy. So we're bombarding ourselves with not real estradiol, but xenoestrogen, which is disrupting our body. It's disrupting our gene pool. It's what's giving
disrupting that healthy menstrual cycle.
it's disrupting the healthy menstrual cycle. So in women, you're overloading yourself with estrogen. In men, we're overloading ourselves with estrogen and stuff. So how many people have seen the woman that goes off for 10 days out of the month?
Like me, I'm better now.
This is before you knew how to do
That's
that.
right.
Before this.
Before I knew what to fix.
How many have we seen people have we seen that have feminine characteristics that didn't when they were
They
growing up
shouldn't.
and stuff? So guess what? It is affecting us. It is affecting our way of life and everything. Can we put a stop to it? Yeah. Read the label.
Yeah, read the label.
It's that simple.
But
Read the
how many,
label.
okay, we're on to this other subject. How many of us women have sat there and said, oh, he's in his yearly monthly?
Yeah.
Because men are having more cycle
things.
issues. Yeah,
But
it's no longer yearly. Now it's a monthly with
the
them.
flip side of it is when the men's levels, if you're doing your T levels and all this kind of stuff, our estrogen level is supposed to be down here, not up here.
They
And
know
therefore,
a lot
if it
more.
is up here, we can't produce the necessary sperm and testosterone in order to have a good sperm count so that we can get someone pregnant or anything like that.
Not anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm letting my children have that now. But then there's progesterone that's part of this whole infertility with hormones too. And it's needed.
It's needed.
It is needed. And it's not just needed because you want a healthy libido life, but bone formation and blood clotting. If we don't have that in our ovaries and our adrenal glands, we're missing a lot of things. And it's one of the main hormones in helping regulate cycles for women. But I get the feeling with what we've just discussed that I think it's still necessary for men too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think it is because it balances estrogens.
It balances everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So progesterone also helps release insulin.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't have enough of that or too much of that, that's where we're seeing that rise in diabetes.
Type 2 diabetes.
Yeah. So resistance to PCOS.
Yep.
So we got all that going on. Adequate levels of progesterone are vital for fallopian tube function. That's why we're seeing people where they're having more miscarriages or tubal ligation or tubal pregnancies. Progesterone is a key factor to making sure all men and women's hormones are level and working. Any other input, you two?
Nope. And the second part of this is cortisol. Cortisol is produced by the adrenal glands and is also controlled by the hypothalamus. Its primary function is to increase blood sugar. Our problem is that we're overworking our adrenal glands and we're producing way too much cortisol because of the stress levels that we're
That would be me.
Therefore, we also have a product. We have a product, Cortistop, that will help us with that.
Yeah.
DHEA, okay? And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The clinical name.
Dehydroepiandrosterone.
Yeah,
We'll just
okay.
stick with DHEA.
Yeah, we'll go with DHEA. It's a precursor to testosterone and estrogen. It is sorely lacking in our diet because of the things that we're bombarding our system with. This means that these hormones are made, you have to have DHEA in order to make testosterone and estrogen. It's necessary for protein building and repair, okay? How many people have had long-term illnesses and you can't get your body to heal itself? We're missing DHEA. We're not missing a pharmaceutical drug. We're missing something that our body is craving,
Yeah.
okay? It's made by the adrenal glands. Our adrenal glands are overloaded. We can't make enough stuff. Testosterone in women is available in much lower amounts, usually.
Yeah. Right now, that's the problem with our society. Women's T levels are a lot higher than they should be.
Right.
And men's are a lot lower.
And men are a lot lower, so you got, we're
So that healthy bones, huge for
backwards.
women,
Yeah.
huge for women and men. But there's ways that you can counteract that with great supplements that we've come across. DHEA is in a lot of our supplements for hormone support. We just had that class, so go check out our video on that too, because it's really interesting to see that.
right.
But there's also some great, outside sources that are just doing DHEA. And Dr. Purser's one. You can get onto his website. Amazing guy to go listen to. We've been privileged to go and see him in person. So thank you, Dr. Purser. Plug for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing. A lot of information.
Yep. So let's move on to some of the side effects. Night sweats. Kathy, you think you and I can handle this one?
This one was it.
For me, why can't night sweats count as a workout? Because I swear I feel like I'm up and down when I was having these.
Oh my
They
gosh.
just work out for the guy to get out of the way.
Yes. I mean, it's just this is one of my bigger symptoms that I know I have.
When you know that
Since
something's not right.
I mean, you just wake up and you just sweating or you just sweat. Anyway.
Where did that puddle come from?
Not only that, puddle, but my t-shirt's drenched.
I don't have that one. I usually can get it back under
Oh
control.
my gosh.
But when the first couple ones come on, I look at Rick and I'm like, oh boy, it's not a good day. And he's like, I think I'm going out to the workshop.
Do I really need this many covers on me, honey?
Yeah, right.
And he gets everything I don't want.
Oh, I know. Isn't that the truth though? I used to just feel like I had to levels of blankets on. Now it's like just a sheet.
Yeah.
So I can keep my body temperature so it doesn't matter.
But as you can see, what causes that?
So yeah. So what causes the hot flashes is low estrogen and its effect on the hypothalamus. It's often specifically what causes the night sweats in women. So the hypothalamus is part of the brain that controls appetite, our body temperature, our sleep and sex hormones, measure that. Reduced natural estrogen levels fool the hypothalamus into believing that the body is too hot. Subsequently, a night sweat occurs in an effort to purge the body of its fictional excess heat.
Yeah, really, we're not hot. We're not like sweating. It's just that this is broken, that hypothalamus. Okay, so I'm broken.
You're always hot, baby.
Good answer, babe. Keep him around.
Yeah.
He's really good for this stuff. The girls worked on him for years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So night sweats, not our friends, but we have amazing,
Ways to
amazing
minimizing or eliminating.
Yeah, and that it's not even Young Living. I mean, there's some great studies being done out there by PubMed, different hospitals from all over the world. So do your research. Get on Google. That's my biggest friend. I love Google, and they even do the dummies for Google thing for me so that I can go and look this up and go, okay, tell me in my terms what hypothalamus is, and then you can read about it. And that's how we come up with these classes, is we're all ready to go and look.
Yeah.
We're not afraid. So get out there and go learn. All right, let's go on to
Tiredness in your thyroid. The healthier thyroid function depends on keeping your blood sugar in the normal range and keeping your blood sugar
depending on your healthy thyroid function.
depending on your healthy thyroid function.
We're working on that.
Yeah, every now and then I know how to read. One of the things we learned here was that with trying to keep the healthy thyroid is some of us are overexerting. And 2 or 3 times a week, we need to practice something like yoga or Tai Chi, which is a form of exercise, but it's not catabolic. And what do we mean by catabolic? Catabolic is like weight training, running, extensive sport, or it's things that are breaking down our body, kind of stuff. We need to do something a little softer that does the stretching, does engages the mental capacity, but doesn't tear our muscles apart. And it slows us down.
Yeah, I just learned that's called anabolic.
Wow.
I know, I
tell
can
you,
read.
honey, you are trainable stuff. So it says in here, when you're a hyperthyroid, your body cannot properly recover from a stressful exercise, and that's what we're trying to prevent. So at our age group right now, we need to do workout 3 or 4 days a week, physical, but the other 3 days non-physical, Tai Chi, yoga,
Even just
things like
stretching.
that. Stretching out and stuff.
Stretching, it's so good. And what's the other one? The little trampolines?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's called rebounding.
Rebounding,
That
yes.
was just something that well, my chiropractor actually recommended for me because again with my thyroid issues, and what you're saying here supports exactly what she's saying, that rebounding is another awesome, and it's been around forever.
Right.
It-
Rebounding, the theory behind it, and this is the reason why you usually don't see overweight runners that are running 10 miles and stuff. It's just that when you're hitting the ground, your lymph glands contain all your excess fluids that you're trying to get rid of. If we're sitting still, we're not stimulating the lymph gland and stuff. But if you're bouncing on this little mini trampoline and you're stimulating those lymph glands to release the excess fluid.
And there's some of those, what are they called, shaking pads or something?
Oh yeah.
Where you can stand on them and they like show you where all your blubber is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
No,
know
no,
that.
You have blubber?
I have blubber.
Yeah, well, and kind of real quick on that rebounding too. It's very good on your joints. It's not stressful. It's
Yeah.
not stressful
Yeah.
on your joints.
Again, it's back to
good for
that
the bones.
Being
too.
anabolic and not catabolic.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, 2 new words for Nina.
Wow.
Wow. We're having a red letter day.
We
Yeah.
are. Red sweater day.
There's that.
Sorry. Okay, so another side effect is migraines and hormones.
That's good.
I love this one. You think migraine is a headache? I suppose Godzilla is just a lizard. Poor Tokyo. Will never be the same.
Yeah.
So this is one that has been an on-again, off-again situation for me. This is my first key for knowing when my hormones are not working the way they should. The hormones from the estrogen to progesterone play key roles in regulating your cycle, but they all and pregnancy. But they also affect how our chemicals in our brain react. And that's where the headaches come in. But when you start getting migraines, it's because that whole chemical imbalance is really high. So if the imbalance of estrogen is in relation to your progesterone is not together, you can start rebalancing that with what? Healthy diet.
Mhm.
Again, we're back to gut health. This is one I really strive for, which we have another class coming up Thursday. Gut health. For migraine sufferers, we eat plays a huge role in everything we do. So it's again, it's back to gut health. It's back to what you eat, what you do. But start reading your own bodies. You know you, and that's the best way to stop what's going on in your life. As soon as you notice something's not right, get it figured out.
Yep.
All right, Kathy, we're going to give you this one because, you know, you're hot.
Hot flashes.
Amen.
That's another one that I
like this one. Did you see my name on this
I
one?
want to have flashes.
Applications in the tropics. So Valley, this is Ellie. Ellie helped me with this one, so thank you, Ellie. All out to you. So hot flashes, those are those day ones. And I gotta say, those are not as any fun either.
They're not,
I
because they
think
just
I'd
all of a
rather have
sudden,
these
yeah,
than night sweats,
many of
so.
you probably know, they just come on like that. All of a
Whoa.
sudden, oh, I
Stripping.
gotta take off the sweater. I just gotta kind of
Later,
fan
babe.
myself, you know.
Turn your head, you're fine.
So, and again, the women are experiencing these because of the imbalance in the hormone levels. Previously, it was thought that being too low in estrogen was a problem, but today we understand the cause may be because of too much estrogen and too little progesterone, or other hormone imbalances in your body that can come from the adrenals, the stress adrenals, the ovaries, the thyroid, pancreas, or the gastrointestinal tract.
Yep, back to our gut health.
That, all that. So a lot of these we've been hearing throughout the class. I mean, it all goes back to all this. There's a fine dance to keeping all these systems in balance, which becomes specific or especially challenging as women go through midlife changes. But there are several things you can do to help maintain that delicate balance. Many of the things that we've already been talking about with your diet and your exercise.
How many people have you met that are in later years, 70s, 80s, that are still having hot flashes?
Mhm.
So these are things that diet, like we're talking about, you can start changing. It's never too late to change, because how fast can our blood replenish? Is it like, is every 3 months you get?
Well, in 3 months, you genetically reproduce yourself. So your cells are actually reproducing themselves every 3 months and stuff. So if we can get the right signals there, we heal ourselves.
Yeah, slowly. But again, you've got to change your life. And it's a life change. It really is. Because if you want to be your better you, there are ways to get there. But you gotta want to do it. I can't tell you, Kathy can't tell you, Rick can't tell you, but you can see the changes and make them yourselves. You're going to be a different person. I know Kathy and Rick and I have all done that.
Yeah.
We've done some changes that have not been for the better in some cases, but in others, yes.
And to know that you're not alone, and there is hope, and there's things you can do.
Yeah.
And that's just.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from.
That's
But
what
you,
we
like
do.
you said, you have to do the work. Be committed and want to.
Oh, yeah.
Change.
Every time.
But if it means better health and feeling better.
And we're not just talking like, okay, my hormones are good. You're going to be talking about musculoskeletal changes.
Yep.
You know, you're going to be talking about your heart health.
Yep,
Yep, exactly. So there's so much more to it than just what we're talking about.
Exactly.
All right, so here's another one, insomnia. At least insomnia, this is my daughters who are scared to death of spiders, by the way. At least insomnia keeps most of the spiders out of your mouth. Because they say, how many spiders are you supposed to eat?
You usually eat about 12 spiders a year. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, because of the way you sleep.
Serious?
Kathy's going to run around with a mask now.
Oh my God.
And I think it's more than that.
It's actually more than that, and especially if you're a camper, you sleep outside. Well, think about it. Spiders like warm, moist places.
The drool, they crawl up the drool in your mouth and yum, 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 yum. You ever wake up with that kind of icky taste in your mouth? You thought it was bad breath. I got news for it.
Bug you're eating, infesting in your mouth.
So insomnia and anxiety, most adults have at least once or twice in their life, if not more, have had this issue.
Actually, one of the most common
Side
ailments
effects,
that's coming out now is anxiety problems in
Insomnia.
young people. They can't.
And
they're
it's not just because of diet.
Not just because of diet. It's because we don't teach them how to cope with things, things and stuff. The other thing that what is the difference between us today and the way we were when we were 16? Did we sit in front of a computer for flipping 8 to 10 hours a day? We didn't even have computers when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And TV was there, but my parents were like, nope, it was for everybody to sit around at night.
Unlimited.
Yes, it was like, the weather's nice, you're outside.
what big business has not told us is that TVs and computer screens flicker at 60 cycles per second. And at 60 cycles per second, and also is what's called a blue light spectrum. If you ever look at a TV background, I want to start to go haywire, it's blue. The blue light spectrum on us stimulates our brain cortex and keeps us awake. So we watch those screens forever, right? How many people stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning watching a movie? How many kids stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning playing Xbox? They know this.
And there is a patent out on it.
There's actually a Google patent on it for flicker rates and stuff. Now here's the scary part. In 1988, when Google came out with the patent rate for the flicker rates and stuff, it was because they can actually install in their flicker rate a picture of popcorn or a picture of ice cream or something like that to make you hungry.
So you'll go get that midnight.
It is now, there's a congressional law that they can't do that on a standard, on any kind of movie screen. But they can do that on a video game.
Or computer still?
Or on a computer. So if you're playing something online, it could be telling you to do something that you may not want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, he found that.
It's called subliminal creation and stuff. So basically, I can't see it visually, but my brain can pick it up.
Because it's so quick.
Because my brain can pick up things at 200 times a second. Well, this is only flashing 1 time a second, but
somewhere in there between.
Somewhere in between, my brain's saying, I'm getting hungry.
So if any of you have ever done, like we're doing today, we're doing this video, and I'm going to go through and kind of clean it up a little bit, but if you ever go and do the cleanup of it, every little second is another screenshot.
Yeah.
So I literally, if something's not right, I have to not clean 1 screenshot. I got to clean like 12 maybe to get rid of somebody saying a bad word, let's say.
Right.
Which thank goodness I haven't had to do. So let's get back into this, some of this symptomology for anxieties that bring on insomnia and insomnia that bring on anxieties, because literally it is both directions. You're not sleeping well, you get anxieties. You've got anxieties, you're not sleeping well. So tension, which, you get that from your job, you get that from, social things going on, you get that from family issues.
Commitment.
Oh, every day, pick me,
Yeah.
getting caught up in things that happen in your past, not being able to let go. And all of us have done that. I'm sorry, I've done that. Worried about things in the future that you have no control over. Pick me. Feeling overwhelmed by your responsibilities because you can't say no.
Right.
A general feeling of being revved up or overstimulated. And that is back to the TV, what you eat, how late you're staying up doing something. Like dream? Yeah, exactly. Some of those. Other reasons for insomnia, including depression. Again, back to what? Our eating habits. Yep. So look at that, guys. It's a very small realm of really what we're talking about. But look at how many things that we have brought in and talked about around that. So now we're on to low testosterone in both men and women. And it is a key role in a lot of things. Kathy, we've done the Lucy Libido class. Yeah. And they talked a lot about low T in that. And we've been to a couple of classes about testosterone and low levels of hormones. Men experience some decline in their sex drive as they age. However, someone with low T will likely experience a more drastic drop in his desire to have sex. So low T can also decrease the sex drive in women, along with other factors. We have a lot more going on, and there's a great picture. Dr. Purser did this, and I don't know if you two have seen it yet, but it's a picture of a box with all these buttons all over it, little switches and buttons. That's women. We are very complex. We have all these things always going on. Then there's a box, has 1 switch. That's
on and off. That's all I need.
That's it. And it's true. Men really compartmentalize very tiny. Yeah, to them, it's very. But we bring in. Okay, we got to feed the kids, and we got to do the laundry, and we bring. Yes, we bring in so much more. And I know men like to tell you they multitask, but not to the level that we usually do. Now, there are some exceptions to every rule. Rick's rolling his eyes over here. Men with low T have reported extreme fatigue and noticeable decreases in energy levels. So I know we have friends that have been diagnosed with low T, and their desire to get up off that couch is like nil.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really hard for men to take that and say, oh yeah, I have low T.
Well,
We
part of
talked
the-
about this, you and I.
Well, part of it is the male stigma. You don't want to prove to the public in writing that you are not producing testosterone and stuff. The other one is because we've had a change in how it's reviewed and stuff. And what I mean by that, Ed, is from the doctor standpoint. In 1955, they did a study, and your T levels for men were supposed to be between 1,100 and 1,400 parts per million. Today, the new normal is between 300 and 500. Well, you're considered clinically depressed if you're below 250, 50 and stuff. So why did we drop by almost 2/3 in the last 50 years? And it's because of our diet. It's because of all the food chemicals and crap that we put in our system and everything, the stressors we put on our body and everything. So this goes back to fertility issues. Guess what, women? It's not your fault, because if I'm producing 1/3 less testosterone, I'm producing 1/3 less
Active sperm.
active sperm.
Yeah.
And because you see extreme fatigue, well, guess what? The little swim buddies aren't that active either. So.
Nope, little lagging. Buddy. They're sitting on little miniature couches.
Yeah, little. They're all playing Xbox going up the stream there. So.
A little lethargic.
So.
I'm not moving today or
Don't blame it on me,
tomorrow.
blame it on Xbox, that's all I'm gonna say.
But see, women have the same problem though.
Yeah.
You know, we get into these T levels that are low, and especially in our menopausal years and our estrogen drops. We have those same physical processes that happen.
Yeah.
So mental capacity, how many of you had brain fog? I don't care what age you are. I can be sitting in high school and like,
Daily.
what am I doing?
Yeah, and not only for men too, but low testosterone can be one reason for hair loss too.
Oh, yeah.
Women.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And that's another one that's back to gut health too. Not having enough hair or thick hair or, you know, losing your hair. It's back to a gut health.
Mhm.
It's back to stress levels. It's back to your kind of care products you're using.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no stress in our lives. No. See, the Rick wasn't being irritable there. The lack of focus you'll see as we do this, because all of a sudden we'll have that blank look on. Yeah. Squirrel.
How many squirrels do we see run by just now?
For flies. We're going to move on, people. We are moving on. So low estrogen. Younger women under the age of 40 with low estrogen can experience early menopause. We talked about that earlier. They're seeing, like I said, girls at 16 to 24 to 26, we're already having hot flashes and night sweats and infertility. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. And this is young people. This isn't the old people like me.
Air conditioning business is gonna be booming in 10 years.
Fatigue is a common complaint with all people with anything that is happening hormonal. Women report forgetfulness, insomnia, lack of sexual desire, and painful intercourse with estrogen levels are low. This is a study that was done back in 2013, so you can imagine what's happening now. You know, we've got some dates under our belt. We have a friend that the forgetfulness literally was like so bad it scared her. I mean, to the point where she thought something was seriously wrong with her. So some of the symptoms of low estrogen in younger women can be the same as that in older women. So back up to the forgetfulness, painful intercourse, mood swings, depression, losing interest in sex or not having any at all interest, not being able to conceive, childbirth issues, breastfeeding issues can also be red flags. So anytime you see these things, don't take it upon us to say, oh, you know, hands on oils and Kathy and the oiler crew, whatever we are, We're here to just get you to go educate yourself more.
Right.
You know,
Bring awareness is what our mission is to bring awareness.
exactly. And that's what we're here to do. So do you have anything on low estrogen?
We pretty much touched it all.
Okay. I think we can go on. Okay. So we're on to post-menopausal hypertension. Kath, do you want to cover that one? Like, you and I are getting there.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So in postmenopausal hypertension, it's basically your blood pressure is typically lower in premenopausal women than in men. However, after menopause, hypertension in women is higher than it is in men.
One of the leading causes of heart disease.
Heart disease, and that's why, as you probably hear, this a lot of it, yes, leading causes of heart attacks and something like that.
I could. I'm married to Rick. A heart attack can happen tomorrow.
Oh,
What are you saying? Gee.
He's nothing. He's mild. It's mild there. So hypertension is a major risk, as we talked about, major risk of cardiovascular disease in women and men.
Yeah.
So, yeah, otherwise there's evidence that blood pressure may not be as well controlled in women as in men.
Yeah,
So
men are able to do that. It's that one button thing again.
it's just sometimes it's tough.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. Sometimes I agree. It's just like
Sometimes
open up
take
the
a breath.
window and take a breath. Smell the roses.
Right.
What else can we smell?
Walk
Ooh, we
away.
can diffuse.
Yes. Walk away.
Walk
diffuse.
away. It's better to go for a walk than to kill your loved one.
Then you'd have to visit Rick in the chat system now. I don't want to do that. But diffusing, perfect time to be doing this. Huge. And you can find that oil that I have a couple that literally when I open them up, I want to be in that bottle. For me, it's still jade lemon. That is one of my most favorite to do that. For Rick, it's lavender. That's his crumble in the bottle.
Mine is northern.
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights.
I love Northern Lights.
That one's another really good one for most people. And we've been to beauty school, so we got Amaressence, but that's another one for me.
Okay.
That one I can just like,
I have like,
well, my daughter, hers is lemon.
yeah.
Her little happy face comes on. So, how do we combat these problems in today's world? Well, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Been there, done that a couple times.
Still
8 o'clock this morning, huh?
Did I go on a date o'clock this morning?
Come out.
Oh, I don't remember it. See? Now there's that brain fog. That's another good
We're not aware.
excuse to use.
We're not aware when we're in those moments.
No,
but I
we're
love
not.
those to tell us.
Obviously. So let's get into pharmaceuticals versus essential oils. Now, we're not here to tell you that you have to follow this protocol and you've got to do this. Always work with your doctors. Always work with your doctors. Rick and I have done that with all of our health issues, and you have too. But it's imperative that we're just here to give you some light and some offers of other alternatives, because you are the person that's in charge of your life, don't you think?
Yeah.
So what would you do? Would you treat your imbalances with drugs? Well, yeah, most people do, because that's what they do. They know. They go to their doctors. It's often the correct one to do for them. It works for them. But what we're finding now is what? It's really disrupting our endocrine system. And what else can it do for us?
Well, the problem that you're having is that when a doctor gives you a drug, he's treating a symptom. He's not treating the cause. Where the essential oils, they don't care what the symptom is. They're going to go after the root cause of what's wrong and stuff, whether it's inflammation.
No.
Well,
You didn't hear that.
I didn't say inflammation. But it's going to go after the root cause and stuff, and it's going to try to straighten our body systems out.
Because it's treating it the way our body works.
Right, and stuff, and it's because we have the wrong food inside us.
Yeah.
And everything, and we have to straighten our diets out. We have to straighten our enzymes out. We got to get our gut health back and stuff. And once you get your gut health back, the weight comes off, the irritability stops, and you feel better.
Yeah, exactly. What do you got? I know you've done both. I've been on everything from pharmaceuticals to essential
I
oils.
have too, and I think again, which really comes down to it, I can't stress this a lot enough.
Yeah.
Stress this enough. It's the food we eat, our diets.
Yeah, it is.
And our choices there. And
Because a lot of times if we eat right, what happens? We don't have to have this.
so it's what we're putting in our bodies is what we're working on our bodies, what we have control over.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Control. I like that.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. You have children, you have
But you don't, a lot of times we don't have control over our environment.
No, we don't.
Like
Because
I
we're,
work at a workplace where, it just painted.
Yeah.
And you walk in and all
And
you
you're like,
smell is these paint fumes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, when you paint at home, you can venture homes or, and
you can open them
have-
up and you can add
add
some.
oils.
I do. I add lemon essential oils to mine because I
Add
really
abundance.
love abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abundance, so it's
So, yeah. There's a
Anyway.
tidbit of news, everybody. You can add an essential oil to
your
your
paint.
paint. Good job. You got it. So now we're going to kind of cover some of the things that Young Living gives us to help support our healthy women's life. I love this picture, by the way.
Women's, but
I mean, look at all
we're
those
talking
different
about
age
themselves right now.
age groups, and
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. We can cover and support
Every age group.
every age group. All right, so this is one that I have not used. This
I
is-
have.
You have.
Yeah.
It definitely is one that Rick and I have done a lot of reading on recently because we've been talking a lot more about these supplements and a lot more about our health. So Kathy, tell me what you think.
Well, and it's something I typically will take at night because, yes, I have a tendency, my adrenals tend to be off.
Kilter?
Kilter. Yeah. And so this is one thing that's recommended. Again, I too work with a doctor. I work with a chiropractor who's a functional medicine. Who's into functional medicine. Anyway, so she works with me on this. But cortisol is one thing that I have been taking, and it's just to kind of help bring down your levels of
Your
balance,
regulatory, yeah.
imbalance. So especially when you're under stress,
Yeah.
again, as we talked about, your body's producing the cortisol, and if it's cortisol produced too frequently, it can have negative health consequences. Again, you're going to start feeling fatigued, difficult in maintaining weight, healthy weight, and bottom line is maintaining optimal health of cardiovascular systems. So again, cortisol supports the glandular systems of women. So it's a nice complement to take to.
And again, it's a supplement, so it's like anything else that's out there on the market right now. The FDA does not, support or regulate this at all because it is a supplement. But do your research, because if you go look what's in your supplement and go find out really what's in there, you'll learn that some of that stuff is just filler.
Mhm.
That's one thing I love about Young Living is I don't get fillers.
Well, because we know the company,
Yeah.
and they invite us to know them.
Yes, they open their doors, which is an amazing
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to our next one. This is one that is
appropriately named.
Dragon Time. They do state when you're talking with people, this is a really good one for the younger generation. Because of the fact that it has fennel and clary sage and marjoram and lavender, blue yarrow and jasmine in it. It just promotes feelings of stability and calmness during those difficult times of the month. You can diffuse or inhale directly. Applying Dragon Time topically to experience a steady aromatic properties. It has a really good smell. It's kind of earthy. I know that a couple of my daughters use it. It's more regulatory for the younger kids. It's not some of the stuff we need because we're not, as we're hit those menopausal ages, we're not trying to regulate or keep our cycles a little bit more even. We're kind of gone past that.
So this is intent is to help regulate the cycle?
It's helped to support that, yeah. It's definitely calming during those cycles, and if we're not having them, it's really not supporting or calming us during those difficult times. All right, so Endogize, which is not one I've used yet either, but this has got that DHEA we were talking about. Kathy brought it up earlier, and like I said, there is great ways to get supplements other than Young Living. They're doing research, go and, like I said, read about Dr. Purser. He's got a really great avenue for learning more about the hormonal system. You're hearing a lot right now. I don't know if you watch The Doctors or you're watching Dr. Oz or you're reading Dr. Mercola, Dr. Axel, any of those. Ashwagandha root is hugely on the rise right now.
Right.
You're seeing people smoothies with it. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So ashwagandha. I kind of like to say that. It's kind of fun, yeah. So there's other extracts and things in there, but it's a great one for helping with our endocrine system.
Yeah.
Just keep it running. Keep us happy.
That says ashwagandha root.
Yep.
Not ashwagandha.
I did. So Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha root.
Okay. Yeah, so even I make mistakes. Woo-hoo. Endoflex. This is one that I know, don't say it. Endoflex. This is one that I use. He's giving me credit because I made a mistake. No, don't say it isn't so. Because I always tell them I'm never wrong. Of course. I'm never
3 or 4 times a night.
And you just go on and agree with it, right? No,
Yes, honey.
Yes, no. All right, guys, we're getting off topic. Here we go, squirrel. Another great oil is Endoflex. This one is, it does. It's spearmint, the geranium, which it's really good for libido health.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great for obviously hormone support. It's vitality, so it's a good one we can take internally, by the way, because it is on our vitality line.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it is out of stock in the 15 mil. You can only get it in the 5 mil. Back to everything. Always consult your health professional before you use. I always tell everybody. Because of some of the ingredients in it, German chamomile, please be aware of certain oils you should not be taking during pregnancy or nursing. Or certain medications, which I don't know anything about the medications, so don't ask us. I don't get into that because there isn't a lot of things that it goes against. If you really want to learn more about medication, things that you shouldn't do or should do with oils, is get on with Dr. Lindsay Elmore. She's very good at that. Let her be the expert, not me. Okay, estro. I don't know anything about that one, guys. You're on it.
Estro is an herbal tincture formulated to support the female glandular system and to foster a normal, healthy attitude. Healthy attitude
Normal healthy.
during PMS. It contains plant-derived phytoestrogens,
Which we need.
including black and blue cohosh, which are used extensively in Europe, and along with clary sage essential oil. It contains scleral, an essential oil, phytoestrogen. It's basically an oil that helps to even it out instead of the skyrocket highs and lows where you guys have to go out to the garage. Okay?
Well, you talked about the phytoestrogens. They're necessary.
Yeah.
We need
Yes, they're
those. And
absolutely
they're ones you
necessary.
can get in food. So again, these are plant derived.
Yeah.
So there's your happy place.
Exactly.
All right. This is the first hormone supporting oil that I was introduced to.
Yeah.
And it was for my daughters. So especially for women, especially no, it can be any age group. But being a mom, my first and foremost was for my girls.
Mm-hmm.
So when we learned about this one, this is one that my middle child, I guess you would call her, she's the youngest of the twins,
Mm-hmm.
that she uses. It's her favorite. The smell is amazing. Look what's in it. You get geranium, coriander, vetiver, which is amazing for helping with regulating sleep,
Mhm.
supporting a good sleep. Orange is I love the smell, so you get your vitamin
That's a mood.
C. Yeah. Clary, besides clary sage, it's not in here, this is regular clary. Bergamot, ylang ylang, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, which I understand we're only going to go with sacred royal now, guys.
Yeah.
Spanish sage, which only comes in the blend form. We don't have it in a single form. Jasmine, Idaho blue spruce, spearmint, and hinoki. Yeah. It is. It smells really good. And some of those oils, if you know anything about your oils, amazing for skin. I love supporting my skin.
You put it like on your
On street. Coconut oil, we already know the benefits of that. We talked about that today. All right, so next we have PD 8020. And this was a huge subject when we were able to visit with Dr. Dan Purser.
Mhm.
He really talks about the PD 8020.
If you're over 40, this is something that you really, really need to consider. Contains progesterone and DHEA, two substances that are produced naturally by the body. The decline of age. Progesterone is a key producer for production of estrogen. DHEA is progesterone. It also has an impact on mental acuity and memory. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze
Rick
that.
really needs that now. He's really struggling right
Yeah.
now. We're going to get him a nap here in a second.
It also maintains the health of cardio. I'm just going to go take a nap now.
What protein bar you're eating? All the protein bars you're eating. Your blood sugar levels have
Spiked already, and I'm on the way down.
Yeah, we're having fun, guys. Join us. See what happens when you miss these classes in person.
Yeah, we have a great time teaching these classes. You should come on down.
But again, it's a great supplement for both men and women. Read the labels,
Right.
maximize your support for your endocrine system. These are words we're loving to say now. That we know what to say.
Now we
didn't know how to
know
say it.
now how to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's a big one. All right, on to Power Jives. This is new for us. This came
Yeah.
out of conventions last year.
Yeah.
You guys isn't it?
I haven't tried this one. We've done the Agile Ease, but not the Power Jives. And this is something we just learned some new stuff about recently. Young Living put out a video, which was pretty cool. But again, look at the ingredients,
Yeah, it's a supplement that's infused with blue spruce, goldenrod,
which is really great for the libido.
Yeah, there you go.
Goldenrod.
And cassia essential oils. Gotta go there, didn't you? Especially formulated to help individuals of all ages and boost stamina and performance
We're
with
going so
botanicals from
long.
around the world.
We're so mature.
Power Check helps sustain energy levels, strength, mental and physical vibrancy, and vitality when used. Man, good health is hard to find today.
Okay, so the general consensus is all ages. I don't care if you're working out, you're an athlete, you're somebody that is in our older ages that, just needs that extra step. Yeah, needs that extra step. This is one that I am just, everything I'm reading is amazing. I have to pick and choose still a little bit about what gets added on our list because there's important things that have to be there every month. So we try something new every month. So this might be one this month. I haven't decided yet. I think we just started working on it. So
Parents are good.
yeah. See the difference.
We already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Sclerescence. We like to come up with words if you notice that you have to really work at. Clary sage, this is not one for women that are pregnant, by the way, because of clary sage. Peppermint, Spanish sage, and fennel. So definitely some amazing smells. Another great way to support your already working hormone system. Thiamine. This is one Rick and I take every night. It is an every night one only too. That's which is really pretty cool. It's got the glandular extracts, your herbs, your amino acids, minerals. It has essential oils in it. It's a great support for healthy thyroid function. You can't help but boost and regulate body metabolism, energy, and your body temperature with this. And we've already talked why thyroid or thiamine is really good because your thyroid system is very important to your overall health.
I have a couple to add.
You want to go back one?
No, just a couple to add. I think another couple good ones that are good for hormonal health is Progestins Plus.
Yes. I don't know, we missed that one.
Yeah.
That's what we both look at him. This was his baby. So Progestins Plus, we don't have that in here.
Progestins Plus should be a daily thing for any women over 40.
For husband support.
She'll never run out of it for the rest of her life.
Yeah. The Progestins Plus is another real good one to help with balance your hormones. And what's in there? It's a serum. It's not necessarily
And
an oil.
it smells amazing.
Smells really
And it's
good.
very good for your skin.
Yep.
So even just because you're putting it on, it's great.
Yeah, and it's got like the wild yam.
Yes.
It's one of the things that
Extracts in it.
Extracts in it. So it's a nice, a good one. It is, this is one I use.
I do.
And I
Every
put it on
morning.
every night and morning because it also gives you the calming effect.
Yes.
Check on.
But they do say that if you're getting sleepy, if you're one that likes to take it in the morning and you're feeling that sleep, don't take it in the morning then. Because if you're one of those that it helps relax so much that you want to have a nap.
Yeah.
If you take it at night and the husband leaves you alone, it's something they don't like. Well, it's true. It says in all the literature.
Yes, honey.
Honey, how many times? No, I'm just I'm just not. But they do say that it is a turn off for men.
Go in the next room.
It is no precursor to our life. Please don't go there with that. That's
Okay, we'll move on. Another
Yes.
one. Did you have more to say about it?
No, I-
Another one is Clary
Come on,
sage.
where tonight?
So sorry.
Another one that's really good is Progestin or Clary sage. Clary sage.
I don't like that one.
See,
It's really good for me, but when we first got it,
I know. This
It's
is
an
what
acquired smell.
this is one I use every day as well, and it's been very
very
supportive to me.
And
And
the
to your
Vitaflex
point,
points.
yep, I put it under the Vitaflex points, but I tell you what, at first it is a very overpowering smell, but I've gotten so used to it, I really like it now.
And you gotta say it's growing on you.
It grows on me,
Yeah.
and plus I can really notice the benefits that it's provided.
Oh yeah, especially if, like we talked about, when you start noticing your regulations or things that aren't feeling right within your hormone system, these are some really great ones to add because you know what to do with them.
Because what the beauty of this is we've outlined here, there's many products available that we can offer to support you in these areas.
We could go on for days.
We could, and what's really nice though, it's like, as we've mentioned different times, is if an oil works for you, it may not work for me and vice versa. So that's what's nice. We've got multiple different options that you can try, pick and choose and try.
Oh yeah,
And
to work for you.
the purpose behind this, the power pump, like the way we have it set up is it's so you can use it for yourself and
family members, team members.
guess what? I screwed up or forgot Progestin Plus. Never happen again.
No, it'll get added in.
It will get added in. But if
And
something
Clary
new
said-
comes out next year, guess what? All we got to do is add that slide in.
And you guys will have this. This is for everybody to use.
Yeah.
So update will be coming. The blanks will be there so you have them. So women aren't the only ones that need support.
Guys don't need help.
No,
Need help.
it says
Excuse
need
me.
help too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gun control. Using both hands.
Which gun? Oh. Okay.
We're mad. Sorry guys, we're on to it. Okay,
Mr. Essential Oil. It's created
Kathy and I are just gonna sit here now.
created for men of all ages. Mr. Essential Oil blends balance emotions and promotes feelings of tranquility during challenging times. It's got essential oil of sage, lavender, peppermint, fennel, myrtle, and blue yarrow.
It's also really good for women, by the way, because it does help with knowing what T levels are for us as well.
So it helps stimulate your body. And
It supports the testosterone levels in both men and women. It supports that.
all the T-level being testosterone.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to say T.
Yeah.
Especially with the conversation going so wrong. Yeah, T levels.
Not Mr. T, T levels.
So Shutron. Now my husband does not have the oil, but has the soap and loves it. He loves
the
his aftershave. He loves his shaving cream.
Shutron and empowering essential oil blend. It's especially designed as an aroma for men to boost feelings of masculinity and confidence. At this last Home and Garden show, Scott and I were walking around with this stuff on, and we really didn't have a problem attracting people to walk up.
The ladies.
The ladies were there.
I have to say, I do have the Shutron oil too, and because I'm not a bleach person who cares much for the deliveries, smells.
Yeah, you like the more
The more
manly.
masculine smell.
Manly
I
smell.
myself would use this as like a cologne for
Yeah, and it's
myself.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it also has
It's nummy.
no, it's not. You can't keep it.
No, it's nummy.
Oh, nummy.
Okay, all right. Next slide, hon.
Yummy,
Okay.
yummy. Come on. Oh my
Mm.
God. We got to work on her here.
I think
All right.
it's not me.
Idaho Blue Spruce.
So this is a great way to spruce up everything in their lives.
It's an exclusive essential oil that has a calming effect on both the mind and body. It has an amazing effect to increase testosterone levels in the body.
Sorry.
Okay.
I've been to those classes.
Yes, you have.
I'm a vibrant woman.
No comment.
Probably wise. All right. This one here, why did you put this one in? I mean, it's great, but it's good for both sides.
It's good for both sides of stuff. It's Copieva. Most of us wouldn't think of it as a hormone oil, but it is a regulator for hormone cortisol, also known as a stress hormone. So when we're having those increased stressful days, it's probably something we need to be going to more often.
Yes. daily health regimen. That's what it's called. And I know a lot of people do the honey and water and drink it.
Well, I know it states, I think, on those little textables, on
Yes.
the 180, that to put a couple toothpick drops in your water every day for digestion.
Yep. Really good for everything.
So it has
One of the-
multiple benefits. to
Yep. So this one, we don't have to worry about as much.
No. Right. Prostate health. This is a epidemic in men right now. This is a proprietary blend of pure geranium, fennel, myrtle, lavender, peppermint essential oils. And basically it's a precision delivery system that helps us absorb into the system and get our prostate to function properly and stuff. Right now you're going to hear more and more about men that are having all kinds of prostate problems. This is going to help us out.
A good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing.
I like that. And it comes in capsules.
Yeah.
So as much fun as we've had, which we have, we always do, and this is why we want you to come to classes. But when you can't, these are going to be here for everybody. So stay tuned because we're going to have some more coming up here shortly. We're going to constantly be doing new ones. This will be on the Hands on Oils Facebook group. It'll also be on the YouTube channel, which you can find through Kathy. If you want for that, let us know. I have to get 100 followers before it'll let me post it as the Hands on Oil YouTube channel. But right now it's just YouTube channel and a bunch of numbers and letters, and it's too hard to repeat. So if you want to know how to get to these, go to the Facebook group or get a hold of Kathy, Rick, or I, and we will be happy to get that information to you. Again, thanks for coming. We'll see you coming up shortly. We've got some great classes coming up in the next couple months. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye, guys.